You have to remember, Ukraine was kind of the pathway seen by the anti-Trumpers, the Mueller operation, Fusion GPS, to get to President Trump. And so President Trump starts asking questions, what was going on there? And of course, what does the coup cabal try to do? Remove him from office. Why are they trying to do it? To protect themselves from the answers to those questions, which to me, in theory, would lead to prosecutions.
Now, Tom, there seems to be a lot of secrecy around the whistleblower. Can you delve into that for us?
Well, you know, I borrow the line from Lloyd Benson. I've worked with whistleblowers. I know whistleblowers. Whistleblowers have been friends of mine. And Amelia, this is no whistleblower. He's a leaker. He obtained information, it looks to me, based on the circumstantial and other public evidence out there, illicitly from someone in the White House. They wanted to leak the contents of the president's call, which was classified, and they recognized the legal and criminal liability in doing that, so they tried to tie it up in a whistleblower complaint to pretend that legitimized it, and it really didn't. So not only are they're not only protecting Adam Schiff by keeping the whistleblower, the name of the whistleblower quiet, they're protecting basic investigation of potential government corruption here, because there's been findings he's not a whistleblower. The law doesn't protect his identity anyway, and it certainly doesn't protect his communications with Adam Schiff. So when Adam Schiff says, I don't know the name of the whistleblower, well, his staff does. And if his staff does, he's responsible. And he lied about whether his office was in contact with the whistleblower, so he's got a cover up to worry about. And of course, the whistleblower himself needs to, I think, be held accountable as well, because there are real questions about what he was doing.
Now, Tom, where do these impeachment inquiry hearings go from here?
Well, I think it's essentially collapsed in terms of gaining any support from the American people. They had their big shot with these two witnesses who just talked about second and third hand information and complained about the president's policy that they didn't like. It's just going to get, there's not much else out there. And it's going to get worse for the Democrats. They're going to have an ambassador come in who wasn't there during the call, so she has nothing to add. She's going to complain that she was removed. Now, of course, Judicial Watch has information that she was improperly directing the monitoring of President Trump's son, Donald Trump Jr., Rudy Giuliani, a whole slew of Fox News hosts, reporters John Solomon and Sarah Carter, and other reporters. So I'd like to know what her answers to those questions are. I think she was asked about that directly, and she said, well, I didn't know specifically who was being monitored, and I thought it was okay. But we do know from our own reporting that the State Department told them to stop because it was illegal. Mm-hmm. So that's their other big witness. And then you have people like Colonel Vindman, who has so many issues. Again, another bureaucrat who thinks he knows better than the president. This is a deep state coup, and it's represented by Defense Department people, by State Department people, and by individuals working in the White House. The president is surrounded by people who want to see him driven from office, whether licitly or illicitly.
Now, Tom, how do you think everything's going to shake up in the House?
I don't know if they can even pass an impeachment resolution at this point. I think the Democrats are asking, as I said earlier, what has Schiff been selling us? There's nothing there. And there's nothing there to warrant the removal of the president from office. And my guess is they don't even have the votes now to remove him from office. And I don't see these hearings gaining them any additional votes. So I would encourage any Americans concerned about this to call their members of Congress, communicate with their senators and congressmen. They can call them at 202-224-3121. 202-224-3121 to be clear, and let them know what they think. I mean, the voters have to make their voices heard here. So it could be that the president is not impeached if things continue to go the way they are. But on the other hand, Nancy Pelosi and the anti-Trump media are fanatics in this area. Adam Schiff is willing to break all the rules, violate the president's rights. So whether they will power through the public opposition and maybe even internal opposition, we'll see. But You know, if you had asked me last week whether the president's going to be impeached, I would have said absolutely. Now, I ain't so sure.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all the latest news from Judicial Watch.